Hey buddies! Here back with an exciting video containing all the fantastic information about Joe Rogan. Joseph James Rogan was brought into this world on August 11, 1967, is an American humorist, podcaster, entertainer, TV commentator, and has blended combative techniques and a tone commentator. He is most famous for his digital recording, The Joe Rogan Experience. Rogan started his profession in parody in August 1988 in Boston. After shifting to Los Angeles in 1994, he marketed a selective, formative arrangement with Disney and showed up as an entertainer on TV programs including Hardball and Radio. In 1997, he worked for the Ultimate Fighting Championship as a questioner and shading analyst. Rogan delivered his first parody exceptional in 2000. After the introduction, let's move towards some exciting and hidden realities about the life of Joe Rogan. But before moving towards the video, let me remind you to subscribe to this channel and also hit the bell icon. By this, you will never miss any video from this channel. Number 5. Who is the producer of Rogan's podcast? In January 2013, video scenes of the web recording began to transfer onto YouTube under the recording Powerful JRE, and scenes were outperforming right around 2 million views. In 2013, Red Band began to diminish his time as a digital broadcast soul maker as Rogan had expanded the number of webcasts every week, and it arrived at where Rogan needed to continue going 6-7 hours, which further turned out to be a lot for him to deal with alone. Accordingly, Jamin Vernon was employed as a subsequent maker, at first to fill in at Red Band's aid, leaving Red Band to deliver generally 50% of ensuing episodes. Vernon, before long took over full-time in Red Band in this way, showed up on the digital recording as a guest. Initially, the webcast record at Rogan's home was in California. From November 24, 2011, a few scenes recorded at the Ice House Comedy Club in Pasadena, California, otherwise called the Death Squad Studios. Since November 27, 2012, most of the locations recorded in a private studio that Rogan obtained in Woodland Hills, Los Angeles. The 1000th scene broadcasted on August 18, 2017 and highlighted entertainers Joey Diaz and Tom Segura as guests. In April 2020, Rogan started having visitors take an immune response test for coronavirus infection. In 2019, proceeding chronicle the digital broadcast during the COVID-19 pandemic, even though these tests are by and by not FDA affirmed. Rogan utilizes a customized on-request administration that offers each test for $299. Number 4. What is Rogan's net worth? Joe Rogan is an American entertainer, combative techniques master, UFC analyst, and webcast who have a total assets of $100 million. Today, he works one of the best and unique digital broadcasts on the planet and fills in as an analyst for the UFC. It goes that Joe requires $30 million every year from this digital recording between supports, peruses, and YouTube income. In 2017, we assessed that he procures $5 million every year from the webcast. It ought to likewise notice that the digital recording is only one of numerous well springs of salary for Joe. He performs sold-out stand-up shows around the nation as the official pundit for UFC. He likewise procured millions as the host of the TV arrangement Dread Factor somewhere in the range of 2001 and 2006. On May 19, 2020, it declared that Joe had marked a multi-year permitting managed Spotify. Spotify purchased Bill Simmons' digital recording organization, which is fundamentally more modest than Rogan's, for $190 million forthright in addition to $50 million every year in ongoing substance costs. How about we assume Joe was for sure making $30 million every year before this arrangement? Also, suppose he marked a 3-year bargain. One could securely think his Spotify contract is worth at any rate of $100 million, maybe a whole lot more, yet most news sources are guesstimating he paid in the $100 million territories. Number 3. When did Joe Rogan leave YouTube? Back in May, the world's most acclaimed drugs guy, Joe Rogan, stunned the podcasting scene by declaring his show, The Joe Rogan Experience, will be moving to Spotify, selling an arrangement supposed to be worth over $100 million. UFC Observer turned DMT devotee Rogan is bringing his 190 million month-to-month downloads to the stage and is essential for Spotify's huge digital recording push, which incorporates selective shows from Michelle Obama and Kim Kardashian. His full shows will currently be accessible here on Spotify without precedent for its long term history. From the year's end, full JRE shows will presently don't show up on Apple Digital Recordings or YouTube and will live only on Spotify. The full-length recordings will be on Spotify as full-length podcasts and stay free and accessible to all Spotify clients. Rogan has almost 10 million supporters on YouTube and is the 50th greatest channel on the stage. He has additionally pulled in analysis in the past for his meetings with dubious figures like Connivance, Psycho, Alex Jones, and Tesla author Elon Musk. The comic/YouTuber show pulls in a great many perspectives for every scene and frequently stands out as truly newsworthy, regardless because of the selection of visitors and often for what they hear in their state or do. For instance, Elon Musk has shown up on the show twice with a prior experience previously having created 34 million perspectives on YouTube. Number 2. Where's Joe Rogan's studio? Joe Rogan's webcast studio, Man Cavern, is in Woodland Hills, California. Not exclusively is the Joe Rogan Experience shot and communicated from here. However, the unit additionally is loaded up with sports and exercise center offices, billiards, indoor bows and arrows range, a tactile hardship tank, and that's just the beginning. At the point when Joe Rogan reported his arrangement to move to Texas, numerous fans weren't so sure how it would work out. From the start, devotees of the Joe Rogan Experience brought up that weed isn't legitimized in Texas and contemplated whether that might affect Rogan. At that point, as his new studio advanced, fans turned out to be perpetually incredulous. Things were taken care of uniquely in contrast to anticipated. Presently, with Rogan's presentation seen from his Texas studio accessible for a survey, fans are more put off by the studio than any other time in recent memory. At the point when Joe Rogan began moving his studio to Texas, he guaranteed it involved opportunity and space. It appeared as though the podcaster and comic felt smothered in California. I would go to Texas. I need to head off to some place in the focal point of the nation, some place where it's difficult to go to the two spots and some place where you have somewhat more opportunity, he clarified. Number 1. Why is Joe Rogan leaving California? Most as of late, Joe Rogan of Fear Factor, UFC acclaim, and digital recording master has chosen to gather his sacks and leave California for good. He selected to make the transition to Texas and abandon the Golden State. I simply need to head off to someplace in the focal point of the nation, someplace it's simpler to make a trip to the two spots, someplace where you have somewhat more opportunity, said Rogan. He likewise cites his expressing, when you take a gander at the traffic, when you take a gander at the economic hopelessness, when you take a gander at the vagrancy issue that has quickened profoundly throughout the last 6, 7, 10 years, I think there is an excessive number of individuals here. Overpopulace and extraordinary degrees of neediness are worrying for everyone in California. As per the U.S. Census Bureau, California's 18.2% destitution rate is an underdog to just Washington, D.C.'s. On the head of the entirety of that, California additionally has one of the most special taxation rates on its residents in the country. For the well-off, for example, Rogan, the state salary charge rate could be as high as 13.3% yearly. For him, a transition to Texas, which has no pay charge, appears to be a savvy decision for his situation. For those not making a huge amount of dollars every year, leaving California could, in any case, be a savvy decision. Even though the state's populace is as yet expanding, it has dropped to the least developmental rate since 1900. A larger number of individuals are leaving than are moving up to the state, yet the birth rate keeps on pushing the populace upward. It isn't only the affluent who have chosen to abandon the country for greener fields. The lone working class are also leaving. Hope you have enjoyed this content about Joe Rogan a lot. Show your excitement by clicking the like button. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more content of this sort.